Alright, we're on the play again. We've got a turn 2 search for his Kanta, so I'm definitely keeping. And a vault, not bad. Still gonna lead with search. Hope there's not a spell pierce waiting for me. No. Oh, come on. Brutal. Okay, that's not the worst draw. Carry tit, sure. Does he have more counter magic waiting? So tilted. Had to have the spell pierce. Right here I'm just gonna take Blood Crypt, I think. Any order's fine. Oh, that's interesting. So I could use the Mana Vault to cast this Dak Fade, and then I'd still get to hold up Mana Drain. So let's do that, even though it'll look pretty suspicious to my opponent. I guess technically floating mana isn't the worst if we... I should have gone to my second main phase, because if he uses a Mana Drain here, or if he uses a counterspell and I have to spend my Mana Drain, that floating mana is going to go to waste at my second main phase. Let's loot. Those are good cards. Could cast Sower and just take the Finthorn Elves. So we can discard Island plus Conscripts. And play the Sower. Hinder his mana development. I don't care if this gets countered. I mean, there's some scary things he could do next turn, but for the most part we'll be able to recover with Tamiyo, and it's going to be like a miscalculation or something. He's just floating 2 mana for no reason. I guess if he has a bounce spell, maybe. But again, that doesn't really worry me. Maybe an impulse, I don't know. Nope, just nothing. And taking the elves is not negligible for ourselves, too. Gets us up to Tamiyo mana guaranteed. Probably not going to be untapping the Mana Vault. Oh, he has nothing to do. I like that. So let's not pay. Let's draw. Take some damage. Let's loot. Well, I like all the cards in my hand right now. Probably not going to play a threat right now, so I think I'm just going to discard Tamiyo and Island. Maybe I just discard one of these counter spells and keep all my threats. Mana Leak Island. You could very easily have something like Cryptic Command, so I'm not going to play a threat into that. Just wait until he blinks first, because in the meantime we're ticking up a Dak Faden. Fact or fiction? Okay, yeah, no. How about no? So he'll get to resolve something, but next turn we can deploy two Fatty Boom Booms. So we're gonna get 4 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess technically we need 1 more mana. But we could Scarab God and use Zealous Conscripts. Oh, now we have 10 mana. Thanks. I definitely like that. So now I think this game's basically over. So we're not going to untap. But soon we can start doing that again. So we get 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lock down one of his lands. We'll play Scarab God. And attack for 2. And good luck beating this. Could even get up to some shenanigans like upkeep Scarab God on Zealous Conscripts to keep him off mana on his turn. Don't really see a way for him to get out of this one. I'm not going to untap the Mana Vault just yet. I'm also not going to use Scarab God yet. So I think I am going to go for that trick I just mentioned. Okay. I will play out all my lands because this looks like a game I'm going to want lots of mana. Keep that forest tapped. Attack. Alright, and then upkeep just to drive the nail in. We'll reanimate Scarab or Zealous Conscripts. Take a land. So now he has access to only 4 mana. Yep. Well, that was fun. Everything kind of came together there. Even though we got Tilt Spell Pierced on turn 1. Pretty funny. I guess turn 2. I don't really need to change much though, once again. Necrotol goes up in value a bit if he has like giant green fatties, but usually those giant green fatties have already gotten value when they come into play, so I'd much rather counter them. Don't want Nicol Bolas. Yeah, I think our deck is just good, as is. Getting a little unlucky with drawing our blue mana. Maybe that's just a sign we should be playing more blue mana in our deck. But I have to mulligan this. It's just way too risky. Alright, this isn't great, but I have to keep it. Badlands can stay. Hopefully the start isn't too fast. No mana dork on turn 1 is good news. It's probably going to be a Sylvan Caryatid though. Yep. Well, maybe he'll respect Mana Leak, who knows. But if he has Fact or Fiction, that's probably not great for me in either scenario. Huh. Okay. deck. Probably won't resolve. Sure. If I were him, I probably would just use that to bounce a land. That would have been far worse for me. So he has such a mana advantage now. Not sure what Lion's Eye Diamond is doing in this deck, though. Let's just replay deck. Not playing my land yet because if I find a tap land off the loot, I'd rather play that. It's only bad if he has like a Daze or Censor or something like that. Spell Pierce gets me either way. Mystic Confluence, sure, that's pretty good. So he is very far ahead now. Hopefully his hand isn't too good though. So our hand is still very powerful if we can draw out of our mana situation. Lead off with Ponder. Doubtful that he would counter this, unless he just had the Soul Read that we're looking for blue mana. I think I'm gonna have to shuffle, because none of those are blue, and none of them really help me right now. There we go. So let's just pass. There's nothing worth repealing at the moment. I guess technically I can target Lion's Eye Diamond, but it doesn't actually do anything. This Fact or Fiction, that's real bad. Can't do anything about that. Those are all pretty powerful cards. Let's put... I don't care about Master that much. I don't want to give him counterspells with it though. So I think I just put the 2 counterspells alone. Do it like this. There's not really a great way to do this. Either way, it's going to be pretty bad for me. He took the 2 counterspells, okay. It's annoying. Means we're gonna have to fight through those if he lands a threat we're trying to answer. It's gonna be real hard to resolve a sorcery speed threat too. Okay. Not gonna play anything, with the knowledge that he has so much counter magic available. This repeal's looking real bad right now too. Probably going to want to cut that if we go to a game 3, which it looks like we will. Jeez, opponent has so much instant speed card draw. Resolves, I guess. So maybe the Lion's Eye Diamond is there for some kind of Unburial Rite shenanigans. But even just as a value play, this is going to be obnoxious. He just gets like 4 quality threats. Yep, which he does. So I guess Let's see, what can Bribery get out of my deck? Nothing that busted, honestly. We have a lot of good creatures in our hand already. He can get a Jace, which we can repeal. So we can have Bribery. I don't really want him to have Consecrated Sphinx. He can have Shardless Agent too, I guess. Let's put the two big fatties in the yard. But in response to the Bribery, I think I'm going to repeal that Lion's Eye Diamond. Actually, that's not true. Because like I said, I want to save it in case he takes the Jace out of my deck, so I can just repeal it. I'm saying I could repeal in the hopes of finding a counter spell. That's not a great plan, I don't think. You might have wanted to tap your Lumbering Falls for that. That resolves. Trying to figure out what exactly his deck is doing. Is this like secretly a Storm deck? These are not typically cards you see all together in the same deck. Here's the Bribery. That resolves. So now he's not going to have enough mana open to counter a sorcery speed spell, which is good news. There's a Jace, which I can just get back to my hand. So this actually works out better than expected. Oh, and the High Tide works for both sides. I forgot about that. So actually over-tapped by one. Draw. Not great right now, but it's a playable. So this could be a good opportunity to resolve Scarab God. He could have any number of answers to it. If I want to play 2 spells in a turn, I'd have to play one of my 4 mana spells. But neither of them are amazing right now. I could just go Jace plus tap land. Playing the tap land for sure. He's gonna get to untap with counter magic again, but again, he's gonna have to start playing spells. I can also go Jace minus plus Thing in the Ice. I don't think I want to do that just yet, though. Let's just go Jace plus, and then play the baby Jace. Because if I'd gone Jace minus Thing in the Ice, he could also have the option to use Lumbering Falls to finish off the Jace. Because this gives him 2 quality threats that he has to answer. Even though the Scarab God is the one card that I do really want to untap with. I think too much can go wrong if he has like a cheap answer to it, like Song of the Dryads, and then he still gets to hold up his double counter magic. This kind of puts the pressure on him. Alright, Lumbering Falls is coming in. It's going at me. Alright, well I can just block the Venser, thanks to the Jace minus. Jace plus rather, which gave it a minus. So I take 2. Alright, so now I think I want to start by going downstairs. See if I can find maybe a counter spell of my own. Mana Leak's perfect. I guess he can pay for it with Lion's Eye Diamond. But I will still take the Mana Leak. Land. Let us... How's this gonna work? Yeah, let's cast Scarab God, see what happens. I have 1 more mana than I thought too, but that's fine. Counter whatever this is. I guess Mana Drain is the card that we know about. So we'll Mana Leak that. If he wants to pay for it with Lion's Eye Diamond, more power to him. Alright. Cool. So now, a couple options. We could flip Jace right now, and then just plus on the Venser. But then if something happened to my Scarab God, I would lose my Jace to the Lumbering Falls. But I guess if that happened, he would have to have a really cheap way to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4 would have to be land plus Song of the Dryad specifically. I actually don't care about Jace that much. I guess it's still worth it to wait. We'll just pass. Don't see this going too wrong. So if he doesn't answer the Scarab God, I'm going to get to start reanimating stuff like Consecrated Sphinx and Verdurous Gearhulk from his graveyard. It's working out to be a pretty interesting game. So I know he still has a Commit to Memory in his hand. Luckily that's expensive enough that he won't be able to probably do multiple things in a turn. Shardless Agent. Find some Traverse. Ooh, that's pretty good right now. He does have Delirium active. Good beats. I was hoping the Shardless Agent would cascade him into a counterspell, but no such luck. Let's see what his best threat left in his library is. Avenger of Zendikar, okay. Can't quite cast that just yet. Yep, he has to use a Song of the Dryads there. We already used our repeal, so we can't get rid of the Song of the Dryads. I don't think there's any more ways left in our deck. Oh, but I can use Jace on Song of the Dryads if I want to. Though, funny enough, I can't repeal the Scarab God itself because it is now a land. So let's go ahead and block and then flip Jace. Pitch something. Terminate's not bad. Probably gonna hold on to that. What do I want to pitch? Zealous Conscripts really isn't doing me any favors right now. It might be good later. I think the other two cards in our hand are going to be more important. The other three cards, rather. So again, we know about Avenger and Commit to Memory, but that's all. Signet is something. So we have a lot of options this turn. I think I'm going to go downstairs on Jace. I don't mind losing it at this point. I just want to try to press the advantage here while he's tapped low enough. Yeah, that's some action. I like all those cards. Probably just going to take the pile of 2, whatever he gives me. Yep. How many things can I play this turn? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, potentially 10 if we play the Signet. So let's start with, actually let's start with Baleful Strix, that gives me more information. Actually, I can think of a better way I could have spent this turn. I could Jace minus to repeal the Song of the Dryads, and then while he's tapped out low, I can start using Scarab God to get back stuff. But this is an acceptable exchange too. Play a land. Probably just going to run out as many things as I can here. Let's play Thing in the Ice. Just play all of my playable spells right now. Signet. And search for his Kanta. Then I have Terminate at the ready. I haven't even used this Jace yet, so let's go ahead and pump up something. Doesn't really matter. Sitting pretty behind a Baleful Strix. He is going to get that Avenger of Zendikar down, which is his one thing that's probably going to get him back into this game, but hopefully we can still recover. We can steal it with Sower of Temptation, and then play a land of our own if we find one. Probably should have played this Avenger before you played that fetch land, though. He's just going to play something else. Might use Commit to Memory offensively. Nope. Well, I can just block that Lumbering Falls with the Death Touch. It's going to be an interesting game. He's not going to be able to kill Jace, no matter how he attacks. This attack doesn't really make sense to me, but okay. That attack doesn't make sense either. So I can just do this. The only thing this really accomplishes for him is it gets rid of my Baleful Strix. Still not great. I'm not going to use Terminate right now. See what Search for his Kanta finds me. Island can go in the graveyard, that's fine. Sure, we can flip the Search for his Kanta. That's a good draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So I can repeal the Song of the Dryads and have 8 mana left over, which is enough for a double activation. Potentially a mana drain as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Tap like this. Thing in the Ice can start ticking up. We can counter this Commit to Memory. That's what he's doing. Which I think I will do. Is that going to add 10 mana to my pool? Is that how I'm reading that? That would actually be insane. Find out. I just want to see it happen because I'm curious now. But that would allow me to use Scarab God 3 times in my second main phase, if that's how it works indeed. Jace is good. We'll plus this Jace now. Alright, let's progress to my second main, see what happens. Alright, just 4, unfortunately. I guess it's only 4 mana when it's on the stack. But still. Let's get back Consecrated Sphinx. And I guess Verdurous Gearhulk. Well, we still have the mana floating. Still have Terminate available. And start putting counters on stuff. Put a bunch on the Trampler, I guess. Something like that is fine. Pass the turn. So we can still terminate that, whatever it's called. I'll draw 2 cards off the Consecrated Sphinx. Not bad. Time Walk should end the game. Although, interestingly, I have to be careful with this thing in the ice, because that's going to flip whether I want it to or not. I would have to basically terminate the thing in the ice before we progressed. That's fine. You're just going to use Commit to Memory. I mean, I guess that's a combo with Lion's Eye Diamond, but still, it's not great. Do I have any responses to that? No, not really. Oh, okay, this hand's still good. Alright, so I have to be careful with this Consecrated Sphinx now. I think I can win this turn, though. So I'll draw for the first one. I'll draw a few cards. Can't really go too wrong. I think that's good enough. I'll just say no to the rest of them. I think I am going to have to kill my own thing in the ice, though, in order to win this one. He is the thing in the ice. Sure. So let's go ahead and dismember my own, terminate my own thing in the ice, which is pretty funny. So now, we want to go upkeep, kill off all this stuff, pay some life because I can. Don't actually need to really do anything here. So we have everything we need. Sure, bottom, top. That I think can actually get me to win the game this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap one of his guys. Dismember the other one. Oh wait, we don't have the dismember, but I can just time walk, it's whatever. We'll just do that now. And we'll win over 2 combat steps. Well, I thought we were going to lose that game, but we recovered pretty nicely.